Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and I'm bringing you a top 5 video. And this is a remake of 2 videos I did in the past. Basically what I am doing is counting down my top 5 trading pet peeves. Yeah, 5 things that I really hate people doing when it comes to trading, and wish more than anything that they'd stop doing it. Now I did kind of do this about 10 years ago as a rant video, and then I did it as a top 5 video back in 2018. But since those videos are gone, here's the remake. Hopefully you'll enjoy, and let me know in the comments if you have any trading pet peeves, and if so, what are they? So, number 5, when people leave trades unfinished. Like, more specifically, if we're looking for each other's trades and the other person says, you can hold on to them and then we'll arrange something for next time. And I'm like, but I don't want to wait till next time. I want to sort it out now. Like, what am I supposed to do with these cards in the meantime? Like, can I use them for my own purposes, or can I not use them until we've sorted something out? Like, what do I do? And what if I don't even have anything next time? Like, I'll have held on to them for nothing. Now, if you were to say to me instead, you can have them, but you owe me, that's fine. At least that way we kind of have a deal finalised. In that situation, that's perfectly fine. Number 4, when multiple people try trading with me at once. Like, this is just infuriating. Me and someone else are looking for each other's binders, taking cards out, trying to sort out a trade, and then other people come along and look through my trades and just pull stuff out and say, I want this, that and the other, and it's like, what the fuck? Wait your turn! Like, seriously, some people have no patience. Like, if multiple people come over and start pulling out cards and saying they want it, it just gets too confusing and hectic, and it's possible for me to lose track of who wants what. And yeah, I'd just rather deal with one person at a time. Like, and other people need to have some fucking patience. That being said, it probably didn't help that I had 2 trade binders, or even 3. So I dropped it down to 1 trade binder to specifically stop people doing this. And not only that, it makes it keeps the weight of my Yu-Gi-Oh bag down. Of course, the problem is, even if I do that, then multiple people will try and trade with the other person I'm trading, which is equally as annoying. Because we're in the middle of a trade, and then this person starts looking through someone else's binder, and I'm like, excuse me, can you finish trading with me first before moving on to someone else? Like, I was here first. I really don't appreciate being kept waiting to sort out a trade. Very annoying. Number 3, when I pick up a card for someone, whether I've looked for any tins of spare cards, or looked through someone's binder and used my own trades or even money to pick it up, only to then be told, oh, sorry, I don't need it now. Like, I don't think people seem to realise how much this really pisses me off. So it's like, so I just basically wasted my time, trades and money getting this card, only to then be told, oh, sorry, I don't need it. Therefore, I get fucked over and I get nothing out of it. It's just infuriating. So it's like, great, thanks for wasting my time, trades and money, and screwing me over. Like, what's even the point? Like, especially even when I've been asked to hold on to a card and I'm holding on for it for weeks or even months on end, and then when I finally do get around to potentially sorting something out, they then turn around and say, sorry, I don't need it. Like, what's the point? So, because this has happened too many times for too long, I've now decided to just never pick cards up for anyone again. Like, if I do pick up cards, they'll be for me. I mean, yeah, it does sound kind of mean, but try and understand it from my point of view. Like, wouldn't you be pissed off if you looked through tins of spare cards and picked up a card for someone and then get told, sorry, I don't need it? Like you would be annoyed too, and you know it. So, like, when it comes to trades, screw picking up cards for anyone else. I'm going to pick up cards for me. Because what's the point in picking them up for other people if I'm just going to get fucked over like this? You know? Number 2, when people try and trade for a card that I have in a deck, or a collection, but mainly a deck. It's like, why? Why would you do this? Like, who in their right mind tries to trade from a deck? Like, if the card is being played in a deck or is part of a collection, surely that's a big enough hint that the card is not up for grabs. Like, it's a deck, not a trade binder. I remember like 9 to 10 years ago when this just happened non-stop. It doesn't happen so much anymore, but it still does on occasion, and it's just infuriating. Like, I've had people after my original copies of Richician, Fiendish Chain, my original print Ultra Rare Black Rose Dragon, what else? Big Eye, my entire Galaxy Photon deck, Melody of Awakening Dragon, Black Ship of Corn, what else was there? My Boral Sword Dragon. I even remember randomly when there was someone on YouTube who wanted to trade for one of my old Vindictive Magicians that was in my Dark Magician deck. It's kind of random, but again, it's like, no, it's in my deck. I'm not trading for my deck. But that's not all. I remember a time from 14 years ago when I actually ran Cyber Dragon in my Dark Magician deck. I guess it was a because I can kind of deal, and I didn't have my generic machines built at the time. But I remember before a tournament, I was re-sleeving my Dark Magician deck, and this kid saw that I had this playset of Cyber Dragons. They weren't the original prints, they were the collectible tin Secrets from the 2006 tins, which were my original copies, and I still have them. Anyway, this kid then pesters me to trade for them, and just would not stop, despite me saying, no, I'm using them in my deck. Eventually he gave up, but my god, that was annoying. Similar story, like, when I went to the Groovy Frog tournament in Ramsgate during my second trip to Margate, there was this guy who, at 3 different parts of the day, tried trading for 3 different rank 4 monsters that I was running in my Dark Magician deck at the time. Honorarch, Castell, and Exciton Knight, and just every time I said, no, I'm using them in my deck. Like, seriously, what part of this do people fail so miserably to understand? Like, no means no. And it's just even worse when they just don't take note for an answer and just persist. Like, just one of my generalised pet peeves is when people just don't respect my wishes and decisions. Like, it's so infuriating. And finally, in at number 1, my biggest trading pet peeve is when people have cards in their trade binders that are not for trade. Like, there's always that one guy at some kind of gaming event who's like this. So I look through someone's binder, I see a card that I'm interested in, and I'm like, ooh, I want this, and then they're like, oh, sorry, that's not for trade, I can't get rid of it, I'm saving it for a friend, it's part of a collection, I'm going to be playing it in a deck. So why the fuck is it in a trade folder if it's not for trade? What's the point? It makes no logical sense. Like, it's a trade binder. Only cards that are for trade should be in a trade binder. Like, if you really don't want to trade this card, why can't you put it somewhere else? And they always have the same stupid excuse, which is like, oh, it's to keep it safe, I haven't got anywhere else to put it. Bullshit! There is always somewhere else you can put it. Like, a deck box, a folder for non-tradable cards, an empty tin, or, even better, leave it at home somewhere in a safe place, just anywhere. But a trade folder, for the love of God, and stop making excuses. Now, I know that some people who do this put non-tradable cards upside down to indicate that they're not for trade, which I suppose is acceptable, but I still hate it because it means there's not enough variety of cards that actually are for trade. And it's also because of people like this that whenever someone looks through my trade binders, they ask if a card is for trade, and I'm like, yes, it's a trade folder, everything in the folder is for trade. Like, I can't be the only one who gets mad at people who do this. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Those are my top 5 trading pet peeves. There is a plan to do a top 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! Pet peeve video specifically for duels, so keep an eye out for that whenever it comes out. And yeah, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.